Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here. Don't forget to subscribe. And today, well, we got to talk about Barbie, aka the doll that's been around for years and years and years, and a smash hit movie from the other year, because Barbie is going AI. You know, we all knew this was inevitable, but I think this is absolutely nuts. And Brian Fagioli of Nerds had a really good write-up on this. But here's what's happening. Mattel, who owns Barbie, has officially partnered with OpenAI, maker of ChatGPT, that essentially is now bringing artificial intelligence into the toy aisle. Now, this collaboration brings OpenAI's advanced tools into Mattel's ecosystem of both toys and entertainment brands. They don't just own Barbie, they own a whole lot of stuff. Hot Wheels, Magic 8 Balls, you name it, right? So, the goal is apparently to launch an AI-powered experience for the child that is fun, safe, and ideally age-appropriate. Mattel says they basically want to keep things magical while also respecting privacy and security, which I'm not necessarily sure how they're going to do this. So essentially, according to Mattel, basically, and OpenAI, Barbie's not going to be data mining our kids yet. And that's the real thing, because how's this AI going to work? Is Barbie battery powered and she's on the Wi-Fi now? Is this an integrated chip with just some basic AI programming so it can interact on things? You know, not to mention prompt engineering to poison the prompts and, you know, get around stuff. Can I basically have Barbie, you know, swearing allegiance to ISIS by the time I'm done with it? I mean, these are things we need to know. But by integrating OpenAI's tech into essentially the creative process of Mattel as well as the business operations, they're basically, in Mattel's opinion, they're trying to basically create new forms of play. So we're talking about dolls and action figures, because they also own G.I. Joe, etc., that could react, adapt, and even tell stories without having pre-recorded lines. If you recall, this was like, a couple decades ago, Barbie got in trouble because, you know, if you press the automated button, one of the pre-recorded lines was, math is hard, obviously not a good message for young girls, right? And so these are the kind of pitfalls I think that Mattel's going to have to go through, not to mention the fact what happens if it goes off script when the kid asks, you know, how babies are born, or, you know, whatever kids are going to ask. The implications, though, do go a bit deeper here, because if done right, it does actually change how a child would interact with a toy like this. You know, we grew up on G.I. Joes and Barbies and all that kind of stuff, and we used our own brains. Nothing spoke to us. We had to move them around and play with our friends and all this. But now this can interact with a child, and here we are in a way that just toys previously haven't. And so the line between physical play and digital entertainment obviously is getting blurrier as a result of this. And Mattel says that the first product from this partnership is basically going to be revealed, at least, if not go on sale, later this year. But this is one of the issues that we have. One of the things and the longitudinal consequences we've had of the internet and digital technology like this has been isolation. Social media was supposed to bring us together. It's pulled us further apart. You know, when I was growing up as a kid, my parents had no idea where I was until the sun came down, and then, you know, I was going to come home, or they'd start yelling out the door for me, that kind of thing. All of that has been gone. And I think by virtue of that, as we are now scheduling play dates for kids as opposed to just punting them out the door and letting them do what they want to go explore, take risks, all that kind of stuff, if they're sitting there interacting with this, are they going to start building familiar bonds and attachments to a toy instead of a human? Like, these are things that we need to think through longitudinally, in the same way that we have a whole lonely generation that's now saying, well, I'll just have an AI girlfriend or boyfriend and screw the humans, when, you know, the AI girlfriend or boyfriend just loves me for me, when all it is algorithms responding to your prompts. So these are the kinds of things that we're going to have to deal with, we're going to have to talk about. But there's something to be said, especially because I just did a segment the other day on us losing our critical thinking due to reliance on artificial intelligence and other types of technology. Are we getting the kids early into this? And is it too early, especially because they're in the development stage, especially when you're at the age where you would actually play and pretend with a Barbie? So I'd love to talk about this, because I think this is a huge thing. And the same goes for G.I. Joe, right? Or anything else. And so I'd love to hear your thoughts, but I don't necessarily know if this is a good thing or if we're dooming our kids, but I guess either way, we're going to find out. And thank you very much, Mattel and OpenAI. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at Nick AESP, where 100% Nick, no artificial intelligence here. Same with YouTube, although the AI should hopefully bring you to me. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please, please, please attempt to stay private, secure, and informed. Take care.